Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. What up? Peace. So I'm on my way out to the shop right now. I got to stop at O'Reilly's, get some brake cleaner. But wanted to do a video. I've been asked, like, why would I like take a chance on not being a mechanic and working on our equipment? I mean, that was essentially that was the whole reason why we not bought a shop, but rented a shop and bought all of our tools, so that I could learn something and maintain our equipment. And the thing is this shop, which we pay about $2,000 a month for this shop, and we're happy in there. I mean, we went from a 1-stall to a 2-stall, and those tools, and I'm not even kidding you, we probably have probably 50 grand in tools, and that's with all the heavy duty shelving, the compressor, the welder, the this, the that, the impacts, the snap-on toolbox. I mean, all that stuff, and I'm not even kidding you. It's paid for itself. There are some things I would take back if I could, and that was when I did my own differential. It was very heavy, and it was more work and stress on me to do it all by myself than, excuse me, I got my braces in, so I'm talking with a lisp. Kurt Stabella. Anyways, so if I could redo that, I would definitely accept the help, and I've been offered help. And my own head. I would never do my own head again. That's what he said. So I'm happy. When we were first paying off our tools, that was a lot of money to pay Snap-on every single week, or every single month. I think it was every month or every other week. But it's well worth it now, because those tools, even though they've depreciated or whatever, I believe they still retain their cost. I mean, minus 10 or 20%. And people, like on our Snap-on box, I didn't pay 15 grand for that box. We paid 5 grand for it, and there was no way I would buy. I know my brother Stevie. Sorry, I wouldn't have ever bought a Snap-on toolbox, because I mean, it's Snap-on is the best name in my opinion. However, for just a guy who's not a mechanic by trade, but I take pride in our tools. I take pride in our shop. So the first thing I could say to people that have their own equipment, like I got a buddy, I won't mention his name. He knows who he is. He's got his own authority, and he knows nothing about his equipment. He calls me a lot, and I try to help him out as far as with information, but I wouldn't. I've suggested to him, hey, bring it over to the shop, we can fix it, whatever the case is. But he constantly hires mechanics, and it's for like easy stuff. I mean, it's not even like difficult stuff, in my opinion. But when I first got into this, I didn't know anything. I didn't even change my own damn oil in my pickup truck, let alone do a differential or do brakes or do my own head or put the compressor. I mean, I've done a lot. You guys go back in the video. I've done a lot of stuff to our equipment, and I'm very proud of that. But I remember, so when I first got into this, I mean, I went on YouTube and I started watching videos, and I found that the videos, they weren't really detailed. They were just like, a 2 or 3 minute video, like, hey, look what I've done. Pat myself on the back and end the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I said to myself, these 2500s are bouncy. So I was like, man, I'm gonna I'm gonna try doing my own damn video, my own YouTube channel, and don't have many subscribers, but I got enough. I mean, I remember when I was happy to get 100, and then 500, and so on and so on. But anyways, if you're new to trucking or you just bought your equipment, learn as much as you possibly can. Learn as much as you possibly can. I cannot say it enough. And the reason why I say that, I went in, so when we were saving up for our first truck and trailer, I went into a hot shot. I had I drove for a guy. I got our authority in 2014, and I drove for a guy up until 2015. So even when I took over this guy's payment on a 2012 Dodge Dually and bought the 32-foot PJ trailer gooseneck cash and the equipment that came with it, because the guy was in a bind. And I had my cousin in it, and I fired him because he was tearing the shit up. So then I quit the other guy, and I'm like, well, I can't justify driving for somebody if I got a hot shot in it. So I went in a hot shot for about 11 months. My wife can put a comment in the comment section. I went, and not 11 months straight, but 11 months on and off. And I had pulled out the passenger seat. We had already built a plywood box in the back. We took the back seat out, ordered a custom foam mattress for it, really nice, like a memory foam or whatever. And I put a power inverter in it because I sleep with a CPAP machine. And that truck, man, I ran the hell out of that truck, man. I mean, I remember on one trip alone, I went through 3 tires. I was so good at changing trailer tires on that thing. I could have been a NASCAR crew pit guy. So I would actually, at the first one, I changed it. Second one, I was like, I wonder how long it took me. And then by the third one, I actually timed myself, and I forget what the time was. I'm sure it wasn't NASCAR quality or time. But anyways, I didn't know anything about my equipment. I didn't know anything. When I bought the trailer, so we have older trailers, and they're not the sealed hubs for the trailer. They got that little red plug in them. So you got to check your gear oil a lot. Every couple weeks or whatever. I would say it's a lot. And anyways, so on this gooseneck, I had the guy I bought it from. He didn't tell me how to maintain it, and he shouldn't have. And I didn't have the proper questions. So the little red plug on the back by the hub, the wheel hubs, there's a little red plug. Well, you pop that out, and it's got a clear window so you can see the height of your gear oil, whether it's full or you need to add. I knew nothing about that, man. I drove this trailer. I mean, I pulled this trailer for months. My cousin drove it for almost a year, I think. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I remember one time I was taking these ornate doors from LA, Los Angeles, out to New York City. And it was multiple drops. And it actually, you had to be in a hot shot. You couldn't take a semi through these. It was like Jamaica Heights, the Bronx, Manhattan. I don't think Manhattan. Anyways, there was like five, like there might have been 1 or 2 in Jersey too, I think. Anyways, the customers, they tipped. I was like, wow. I think I had like $500 in tips just to drop off these doors. And the load paid extremely well. Anyways, so my brother Jason Gilbert and I, what's up, brother? Oh, I haven't said hi to Michael O'Hara in a while. How you doing, brother? My brother Jason Gilbert had a house, and my cousin was redoing the woodwork in there, and he was in the process of selling it. So, but I had also gone there for, I don't know, I was there probably a couple months on and off, fixing some stuff that the home inspector wanted him to fix. So the house had a washer and dryer and working. It had running water, shower, and all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, I was on my way from L.A. to New York City, and just stopped at O'Reilly's. I have to get rent a tool for these hubs. Anyways, so I get over to Indiana, because his place was in Avon, Indiana, a suburb of Indianapolis. And I stopped there for the night, took a shower, and slept on a regular bed. And then, actually, no, I didn't even spend the night there. I just stopped there to do some laundry and take a shower. So, anyways, I start rolling. And I remember I stopped for fuel in Wilkesville, Ohio. And when we stop for fuel, we check out our equipment, check the load, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going around checking the straps and everything, kind of thumping the tires. And I get to the passenger side. Now, this is a 2-axle, 32-foot PJ trailer. It's got 4 tires. It doesn't have 8 tires on the trailer. So it just had 4 singles, 1 per axle. And I get over to the passenger side to check the tire, and it's gone. It is fucking gone. I mean, hub, wheel, brake, everything is gone. I'm like, what the? I didn't know what. So I'm like, oh my God. So I shut down at that truck stop. And they were Dexter Axles, which is in Indiana. So my cousin Joe, what's up, bro? He watches the videos. He was actually on a trip. He was coming back to the Midwest or coming back to Wisconsin to see family. So he was already in Illinois or something, or Kentucky maybe. I don't know. I forget. Anyways, so I knew that he was on his way to Wisconsin. So I text him, say, hey, Joe, how far are you away from Wilkesville, Ohio? He happened to be a few hours. Because when I called Dexter the next day, they said they had to make the axle. They didn't have any of that in stock. So I had to measure the axle from center point to center point, let them know the measurements, and they will make it. And then I had to go and pick it up from the Dexter manufacturer, the warehouse. Or the factory. So that day when I called on them, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to pull this axle, because they wanted me to pull it because I got to reinstall it. It would have cost me thousands upon thousands of dollars to have a shop. Probably they wouldn't have even did it in the parking lot. I'm sure they probably would have just had the trailer and the truck towed, or the trailer towed with the load. They're not just gonna. That's why they have shops, right? So I called Joe. I said, hey, Joe, man, I'm in Wilkesville, Ohio. I'm really in a bind. I need some help. He was there that night. I got some of the best cousins on the planet. And I have the best friend, which I call my brothers on the planet. And the best wife. And anyways, hi, baby girl, I love you. So, anyways, Joe shows up. And I already had a 4-ton jack in the bed of the pickup. So I had that. I jacked that side up, blocked it, and then went to the other side, jacked that up, blocked it. And now and I already had the tires pulled off, or the one tire pulled off because the other one flew off the truck or off the trailer. And anyways, so I'm out of the trailer, and I don't have an impact, so I'm doing everything with regular ratchet and socket. And I'm like, I got a cheater bar on this ratchet, and it breaks loose and it pops me right in my eye. I got a big ass shiner. My wife and I had just started dating. This was back in 2015, and I had a big old shiner on my eye. And I'm underneath the trailer. I'm rolling around. I'm like, oh my God. My cousin's freaking out. He's kind of one of those dudes, and he takes a look at my eye. My eye's pretty swollen, black eye, cut. And he's like, dude, you got to go to the ER. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to the ER, man. It wasn't that serious, I didn't think. Anyways, so we pull the axle, get it in the truck, drive to Indiana. We spend the night there, back in Avon, take Schurz, and we head to Wisconsin. Because I am following him in my pickup truck. He's got his pickup truck. We leave the trailer there. I talked to the truck stop, tell him the situation. Called the broker, called the customers, tell them the situation. I said, I'll be able to get this delivered, but it's going to take me a few days. Anyway, so then we, I want to say we dropped. No, I don't think we drove. Anyways, I got an exact measurement, took pictures, sent it to the warehouse, and they said, okay, we know exactly what the dimensions are. And then they said it's going to take us a few days to make it. So I'm like, all right, so get back to Wisconsin, hanging out, and then they call. They say the axle's finished, and so my brother Mikey and I had another pickup truck plus this other one, and so he takes the other pickup truck. We run over to Dexter in Indiana, and we pick up the axle. We give him the old one, which I don't know why we even gave him the old one. Anyways, so then we head over to Wilkesville, Ohio. We I don't know what the hell. Oh shit! I didn't want to do that. Anyways, I'm gonna have to turn that down. So, am I still filming? Anyways, so we get over, pick up the axle. We make it to Wilkesville that night. We put the axle in, put everything back on. I still don't even realize that I got to fill up the hubs with oil. I don't know at what point when I had that trailer that I realized I had to put oil in the hubs with that little red plug. And I still don't remember to this day if I ever even put oil in the hub. The trailer came the axle came all assembled. So they told me don't worry about lubing it up or whatever. And I'm thinking, why would I have to worry about lubing it up? It's already, you guys took care of that. Still did not know. Anyways, so I learned the real hard way. And a lot of things in trucking. If I could go back and change that, I would change it actually, you know what? I don't know if I would change it in a heartbeat, because it force-fed me how to fix and how to diagnose a problem, whatever the case is. So it really educated me on, damn, this is what and I know this sounds stupid, but this is a stud, this is a lug nut, this is a hub, this is the tire, this is the rim, this is the axle, this is the Zert fitting. Thanks, Stevie K, for telling me the Zert fitting. So on and so on and so on. And so I really cut my teeth on trucking the hard way. And I'm talking everything from the truck to the trailer to the paperwork to getting your own authority to your annual inspections, which actually I am qualified to do an annual inspection. I mean, you could go back and see as much stuff as I've done on this truck. So I don't know if you need a certification for that, but I think I'm definitely qualified and certified to do an annual inspection on our equipment. It's now I look at it as it's common sense, right? I believe that trucking is really 60 or 70% of it is just common sense, is really all it is. And the other percentage, or maybe it's 50% common sense, 50% hard work, I don't know. But I think that 60 to 70% of this, in my opinion, is common sense. And again, like I said, I've learned the hard way. I have literally learned the hard way. My brother Jose, what's up, buddy? He came out and helped me one day. I did my own hubs on my trailer on one of the flatbeds, and I don't know what happened, but I didn't secure the hub good enough to the I don't exactly know what the hell happened. All I know is that it's a long story, but anyways, I learned on that. I learned on this. I learned, I've cut my teeth so hard in a lot of things that, but and there's the but, right? I created a YouTube channel to help out other people with new equipment, or owning their equipment, and everything. And that is one of the nice things about having an old tractor and an old trailer is I can do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have all these sensors and all that kind of stuff because our truck is pre-EGR. But I've learned so much that I like to do things. So as I'm driving out to the shop, and like I said, I just stopped here at O'Reilly's. I like to share my mistakes with other people to let other people know, hey man, you're gonna have mistakes. I mean, I'm still gonna have mistakes. I'm still gonna screw something up, probably today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. It doesn't mean that you're an idiot. One thing I see about a lot of these, well, and I don't know about a lot, but I've heard quite a few drivers talking about how stupid Love's mechanics are, how stupid the TA or the Petro mechanics are, how stupid this mechanic is. But yet you have your equipment in their shop. So, I mean, you're dogging on the truck stops that really are kind of your ace in the hole. Yeah, they are pricey. If you can do it yourself, do it yourself. However, that's not always the case. So you're not gonna, unless you're dumping oil in a truck stop parking lot, but you're not gonna change your oil on the road, right? I mean, yourself. You're not just gonna do it in a truck stop parking lot. You're gonna have a shop do it. If you're gonna have a blowout tire, you have a bad tire, whatever the case is, you're not gonna do that yourself on the road. You're gonna have a shop do it. Those shops, the Loves, the TAs, the Petros, so on and so on. Though, unless it's like a big certified, like TA, there's this place in Dallas or these other, roadside service companies, and I had a power divide go out in one of our trucks in this Kenworth that we have when I was over in Castle Rock, Colorado years ago. And that was a legit shop, huge wrecking company. Anyways, that's another whole story. But so the point is, don't dog on the people that, and I know what you mean by, these mechanics are know-it-alls at the Loves, the Petros, the TSA, and they love to deliver, in my opinion, that I've been experienced with. They love to give you bad news. Like I said, they walk up to you with a little smirk on their face. And you're not going to like this info, or you're not going to like what I'm about to tell you, with a little old smirk and grin on their face. That irritates me. That irks me, right? So, but they're there for the stuff that you can't do. Your oil changes, your tires, brake chamber, an airbag, stuff like that. If I could do I've done an airbag on my tractor, but my airbags on my trailer, they went. So I had to get them done on the road, and it was pricey. But the fact is don't dog on these guys unless they deserve a pop in the mouth. Dog them out in the mouth because they're disrespecting you or something like that. That I can, don't do that. I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna get ignorant with you, you can get ignorant back. But don't criticize these people behind their back because they think they're a know-it-all, and truck drivers. A lot of truck drivers, they're know-it-alls. They're doctors and lawyers and electricians and mechanics and food experts and all this other stuff. Just drive your truck, man. Be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't criticize other people, especially if you chose to bring your truck to their shop. Don't criticize them. I mean, I had a huge, disgusting situation with the shop over in Selma, California that did my motor and stuff like that. The hell was his name anyways? Ricardo from whatever. Anyways, Selma, California. Now there, I didn't criticize these guys until they had our truck literally in the shop for like 6 months. And they said, oh, it's going to be a month. And then they get all the parts. And then our truck's parked all the way in the back, and yet they're working on a bunch of other equipment. That, I had the right to criticize you. Cabrera's Truck and Trailer Repair, that's what it was, Cabrera's. But as far as like you going into a shop or whatever, and you wanting a, unless it's like a TA or a petrol, but if you want a compressor put in or something like that, then you're going to need a compressor, right? You're going to need a tire. You're going to need an oil change. You're going to need brakes, whatever the case is. But if you have your own shop, you can do it yourself. Anyways, I'm done gabbing. I just know your equipment. If you own it, know it, right? If you own it, you better know it. And that's when I'm driving out the shop, I'm like, I just started thinking about things. And if you ever have any questions on trucking, like literally call me, 414-477-7845. I do answer phone calls and I do return texts. Just don't be a crazy person, right? And if you want to call me and call me a POS, call me a POS. I like to debate stuff like that. So anyways, these people in O'Reilly just started to look at me like I'm about to rob the joint. Give me your cash. Anyways, please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.